All right, guys. It's a bit unusual, but it has been several weeks since we have talked to you here on our YouTube channel, and we have got a lot going on. In our last video, you may remember we were dropping the van off at the shop with a horrendous oil leak. Well, in this video, you may see suitcases, and that's because we're headed to the airport and we're going home.
There is a lot running through my mind at the moment. We left our van, our tiny home of 6 years, at the Mercedes dealership here in Cape Town, South Africa. We don't know if they can fix it, we don't know how much it will cost, and we don't even know how long it will take. On many levels, we just can't afford the perpetual breakdowns that we've been experiencing here in Africa. I think many of you don't understand that we operate on a budget. We have to. We operate off of savings and off of YouTube revenue. And for months since our breakdown in Guinea, West Africa, we've been hugely overspending based on mechanical failures. And it comes down to simple math, guys. The more we spend now, the less we have on our journey moving forward, if we have any at all. This is the first time since we moved into the van that I'm concerned about the continued financing of this journey, and for that matter, of this lifestyle. And what's worse is the continued vehicle problems have made permanent residence in our brains. We hear every strange noise coming from the van, and when I look over at Snow, I can see she's worried about the next breakdown, where we're going to be stranded, and what in the heck we're going to have to do to get out of the problem. And no matter how hard we try, no matter how much we spend, and no matter what the last mechanic tells us, we continue to have major issues with the van. As I said, there's just a lot running through my mind. We've been full-time traveling internationally for over 5 years. We've been back for a couple short visits to see family, but I haven't been back in the U.S. for over 2 years. I haven't been back in the U.S. for over 2 years, and I haven't been back in Florida, the state that Snow and I are from, for over 3 years. The world, as we've observed through our travels, has changed tremendously in the last 6 years, and I can only guess how things have changed in the United States. It really makes me nervous, and it makes me anxious. As I said, there's a lot running through my mind. But today we're going to take a deep breath. It's painfully obvious that no one I know is getting any younger. And 2 years is too long to go without seeing the people we love the most in this whole entire world. A trick I learned throughout my life is when I get worried or I get anxious is always to turn to gratitude. And today, I'm grateful that we're headed home to see family and the people that we love the most.
So Curt did a big reminder of all of the dramatic breakdowns over the past 5 or 6 months through West Africa and even into Southern Africa now. And For those that are new to the journey, what you need to know is that we've been traveling the world for 6 years, over 6 years, in that little tiny house. And for 5.5 of those years, we have had complete confidence in our van. It has never failed us. It's had minor bumps and bruises and needed oil changes and maintenance and stuff like that. But it has never dramatically failed us and left us stranded. And part of our journey takes us to some extreme places, some places not a lot of people go. And when you're going into those places, not knowing whether the van is going to be able to get us out of there, to be quite honest, it's kind of changed how I feel about our journey. I've been trying to put it into words and I just can't. The only thing I can think of is it has taken away some of the adventure that used to live in my soul. I'm a little bit afraid sometimes when I wasn't in the past. So getting to the bottom of what is wrong with the van is very important to us. On to a little bit more of a happy note. As you're seeing these clips of us flying home, you may notice we're flying in style. We're in the Delta 1 section where they serve us fancy food, our beds lay down, we have little cubby walls. And I need you guys to know, I need you to understand, because you hear us talk about budget travel and not having the funds for some things. I need you to know that we did not pay for these amazing seats. And it's not a sponsorship. It was my dad and Karen, my dad's wife, who I call KK, you'll hear her referred to often, and my Aunt Betsy. They sent us the money to be able to fly in the Delta 1, the very fancy upgraded section. And that was done for 2 reasons. The main one being with my heart failure condition. My heart is really weak compared to most people's, and it doesn't let my blood circulate like it should. So long flights are a little bit of a health concern for me. Being able to stretch out, have the room to flex my legs and all that, and get up and move around with ease, that's important. So that was the main reason. They were concerned for my heart on such a long flight. And what you need to know, from airport to airport, this took us, I believe, 28 hours with a 4-hour layover in Atlanta. So 24-ish hours, give or take a little bit, on planes. So that was the main concern. The second one is it means we won't be quite as jet lagged when we get home. We won't lose 1 to 2 days of needing to sleep and get adjusted to the new time scales. And we won't miss time, valuable time with our family. So incredibly huge thank you to Dad, KK, and Aunt Betsy, because it made this almost 30-hour journey home bearable.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long, I'm there before the setting sun, for you to fall into my arms, the place I call my home. I was looking to belong when I already found my home.
this may be a really good time to just pop in here and interrupt this video and let you guys know we did not abandon the kitty cats. Vanna and G are safe and sound and 100% cozy and comfortable back in the Airbnb in Cape Town. Now, we searched for the perfect Airbnb because we knew it was going to be their home while we took this trip home. And I found the perfect one. I will not lie, it may be my best Airbnb find yet to date. It has a huge closed-in garden on the back side of this little apartment with grass and plants and lizards and birds. So the cats have absolutely fallen in love with the garden area of this Airbnb. And leading up to this, which this was 3 or 4 months in the planning, we found the Airbnb, we talked to the owner about what was going on, and he set us up with his personal pet sitter. He happens to be a pet person too, so we got to talking with Magda, and it worked out perfect. Magda is staying in our Airbnb in Cape Town with Vanna and G the entire time we are gone. They are living in the lap of kitty luxury. Magda is sending us daily updates with videos and pictures, and although we miss them terribly, there is some peace knowing that they are taken very good care of while we're back home visiting family.
So Snow's probably already explained it to you, but we kind of decided to split time with different families. And so first I gotta say, I've enjoyed hanging out with Molly, the kids, the new babies, and, well, Aunt Bee's just a treasure. We had fun with that, but it's time to talk a little bit about my family, and I'm super excited. My parents drove from Oklahoma. Now, that's where they live in Oklahoma, and typically I would fly there to see them. But because we wanted to spend quality time with our family, we asked them to travel here so that we wouldn't have to spend all of our time traveling there to see them and in time to travel back. And so this definitely worked out so we could get more valuable time. We rented an Airbnb on the Swanee River, just a beautiful place. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for helping out so much with that. We never could have gotten that Airbnb without you guys. And it made for just a really, really great space for all the visits that we had. I think we had 4 or 5 days, and my nieces and my great nieces came up from South Florida to visit with Mom and Dad and myself, and we had a great time cutting up. We played some Scrabble, we played some games, we ate some good food, we had some good views by the river, we told stories, we do what families do. It was just amazing to see, and just surprising to see how grown up everybody is. And then I had a cousin come up that I don't know if I've ever even met John, but in any event, he's followed us a little bit through our journey. I think we met when we were younger, but it's been a long time. So anyway, him and his wife came up, had a wonderful visit. We went out for a little dinner. And guys, I gotta apologize. We just didn't do a great job of filming any of this because, well, we were just in the moment, just visiting and having fun. We had a great time, a great visit, catching up and getting to know them. I had another nephew come up, one that I know very well. He came up and he spent a couple days with us, and we went out and got some barbecue and food and just rode around and enjoyed some more visiting and learned about his business, trimming trees and all that type of stuff. But anyway, I really, really, really treasured the time with my dad getting up in the morning. We would go out. We had a nice dock overlooking the Swanee, and there are these giant sturgeon that jump out of the water. And I don't think we got any video of it, so you'll just have to trust me. But just the morning talks with coffee and my dad was just, it was what I needed. And of course, I got to spend lots of lovely time with my mama. We played Scrabble, which is her treasure. And we got to, and this is kind of maybe the biggest treasure, we got to spend a lot of time experiencing where Snow grew up. This was kind of where she grew up, in her hometown, in this little town. And so we went on a lot of drives, and we heard all of her stories, and we also got to go to some parks and see some wildlife, some woodpeckers, some natural springs, the river. We saw some of the horses at the farm. We saw so many things, and Snow and I have been together for a long time. We've been together for over 20 years, and this was the first time that really had the opportunity, embarrassingly, to show my parents where Snow's from. And so that was really special, and we just enjoyed the time so much with them. And it's always tough to say goodbye, right? But we made a commitment that we're gonna go see them again sooner rather than later. And the good news is we have more time to spend with Snow's family.
Now, we are headed back to Aunt Betsy's house for a few more days of visiting with my family before we have to head back to South Africa. But what's really nice about this is I get to stay at Aunt Betsy's house, and of course it is on the beautiful Swanee River, and I have tons of memories of this place as a childhood, because just like a quarter of a mile south on the river is my dad's house where he currently lives, and the home that I grew up in. Now we're staying at Aunt Betsy's, not at Dad's, because you may or may not know he's struggling with some pretty serious health stuff right now, which is a main driver for this visit home. I needed to spend some time with my dad. So what's nice about being right here at Aunt Betsy's is, depending on how he feels and scheduled around doctor's appointments, he can just pop in here and sit in my Aunt Betsy's comfy recliner and chat. Or if I need to go see him at his house, I can literally just run right down there, even if it's in my pajamas, because he's kind of a night owl like me. So we've been able to squeeze in lots of family visiting with Dad and KK without imposing on them in their home while they're dealing with all the stress of what's going on. So I've been able to share some really cool memories and stories with my dad. Dad shared some football and knee surgery stories back from his time of playing at Florida, and Curt had never got to hear that, so that was cool to get to experience that with Dad. We reminisced about some of my earliest childhood memories. So it was a really special visit, and I'm so glad we timed it when we did, because it was needed, guys. And Aunt B. Aunt B is very special to me, a lot like a mom. More like a mom than an aunt, but Aunt B is her designated title. And just getting to sit here with her, we didn't do any major events. We just relaxed. We had coffee. We'd go get Chinese food from the takeout restaurant in town, and just enjoyed catching up and reminiscing. Now, as the trip was starting to come to an end, KK pulled out all the stops and planned an epic and amazing full day of pampering with some of my favorite ladies in the entire world. She took us to a spa where we all got luxury massages and then hung out in the relaxation room while everybody was getting their turn of a massage. And then we went over across town to Spurrier's restaurant, where we just got to hang out and try all the delicious food. And I've got to tell you, it was a perfect day with KK, Aunt Betsy, Molly, Harley, and Allie, 5 of the most important women in my life, my dear close family who I love a ton. And it was topped off by dinner at Spurrier's, which you may know I am a die-hard Florida Gator football fan. So finally getting to eat dinner there was the cherry on top of a perfect day. I could not have asked for more. I thought I was going to be able to get through this video without any tears, but I'm a crier. I'm an emotional person, and it did not happen. So sorry about these. Hopefully mascara does not run down my face. But the final night is here, and I'm going to cut for a second and gather myself and be right back. Let's try that again, guys. The final night of our trip home visiting family is here, and finally the weather turned perfect so I can get into the swimming pool and make some lifetime memories with my little great nephews, Hayes and Hudson. Now, Hudson's still a little too young to fully enjoy pool time, but at 3 years old, Hayes is perfectly set up for some pool adventure, and trying to maintain my coolest aunt in the world status with the next generation was a lot of fun. I found out I can still do lots of flips and headstands under the water. And thankfully the cameras were turned off when I tried to show Hayes that I am still capable of pulling off an epic cannonball. And from his squeals of joy, I did pull off the epic cannonball, but I do not recommend it for anyone over the age of 50 because I was sore for 2 or 3 days. It's just not as easy to jump up and put your body into a ball to go into the pool. So, but it's something he's going to remember. He's still talking about it now that we've already been back home for a couple of weeks, and it was worth it. So, of course, the night ended with lots of tears because, as you can see, that is just part of me. And my family gets it from me, I guess. But it was happy tears, guys. It was an amazing trip home with my family, with Curt's family. Curt's extended cousins came up. It was just, we could not have asked for more. Everything went perfectly and according to plan. So I am thankful for these few weeks back home with family in Florida.
I gotta be honest, guys. I think I've gained about 5 to 10 pounds since I've been back in the U.S. The food here has been really good. It is expensive here, though. Wow, I cannot believe. Maybe we'll do a video on culture shock, because there was a lot of things that shocked me from being back in the United States after being gone for so long. But wow, is it hard to say goodbye. And we had just so many amazing moments and visits and shared memories, and yeah, we waited too long. We waited too long to go see family, and it's just difficult. We're so far away, and we made some sacrifices, and we got some great help from our family, and we really appreciate that. KK, Aunt B, Mom, Dad, thank you so much for all the help. We couldn't have done this without you guys. We miss you guys. We love you. But we miss our kitties too. We got to go see what's going on with the van. Hopefully they can get that thing patched up. Hopefully all of our worries will melt away. And we'll see when we get back. Cheers, guys.
Hi, baby. I sure missed you. I sure missed you. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? Where'd you go? You're not in here. There he is. Hey, buddy, do you know how much we missed you? Do you even know? If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us a lot. And if you want to see more of our videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. We'll see you guys in a few days from somewhere out here in the world. Cheers.